All right, guys, welcome. It is weekly What's Up time for the week of the 11th of January through the 17th of January. And fact, we're just going to get right into it. There's so much. So let's start off with what we've got right now. Basically, what we have is a really tightly square week, right? It's a week of many corners. And so we have a lot of square energy, basically. So what has happened, as we've kind of talked about this conglomeration of energy in Aquarius, right? We've got Saturn, and we've got Jupiter, and we've got Mercury, all in the very early degrees of Aquarius. And then we have our little friends, Uranus and Mars down in Taurus. Mars is you know, fairly recently direct energy. Uranus goes direct this week, and so those two down there in Taurus are fighting, struggling really, because we have Uranus, which is shifts, changes, ahas, new awarenesses, insights, right? It's a complementary energy to that Aquarius energy, right? Uranus and Aquarius dance beautifully together. And so to have Mars in there, really, we have a couple of options as that energy sits in Taurus, right? We can choose the impulsive and blunt side of Taurus. See, that's funny. It's funny right now. Or we can choose the getting shit done side of Mars, right? Mars is the way that we put our energy into the world, right? How we insert ourselves into the 3D, into the collective, how we strive to make our mark, how we create, right? And you can create like from that butterfly shift kind of place, or you can create like a bowl in a china shop. And, you know, Mars and Taurus can express as that bull in a china shop, but Mars in Taurus and Uranus in Taurus can combine to create something new and wonderful. And so let's contemplate what's on the other side of that square, right? We've got Saturn and Jupiter, our social planets in Aquarius, right? Shifting that 250 years of Earth energy, structure, rigid authority, you know, top-down based thinking in terms of I have mine, now good luck getting yours because I have to hoard mine. You know, that's that Earth-based, practical, usable energy of the last 250 years, and now we switch into that Aquarian air energy about ideas and communication, especially in Aquarius, where we have the ideal of the collective, right, as being the primary driver. So if we can get out of our own histories, individually and collectively, long enough to allow that new higher ideal energy to come in and replace what has been, right? What has been. Then we will be serving not only ourselves, but the collective as well. So anyway, the key here is this, okay? So if we have this squaring energy, right? Think about it like those, oh Lord, I can't think of the name. The movies where or they do all the driving, right? You can corner, you can slow down, determine, and corner somewhere, or you can drift and not know where you're going to end up, right? Not know whether you're going to spin out of control or stay on the path that you're choosing, right? So it's all about your speed, right? It's all about how you moderate and modulate your Mars frequency right now. So if you're popping off, if you're hot under the collar, if you're fiery and feisty, guess what? You don't know. You're out of control and you're not positive where you're going to end up. That's the really weird variable. All right, let's talk more. So that's the biggest, right, energy of this week. Square, 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 right? So on Monday, Mercury conjuncts Jupiter in Aquarius, right? They're sextiling Chiron. So again, we have opportunities to deal with our wounds, with our triggers, with healing, right? With health of you and of the collective. So be alert, right? Something might shift in terms of communication regarding health or healing this week, or regarding your own personal healing journey, right? It could be personal, it could be collective. We don't know. We'll find out, right? That's how it works. On Tuesday, we have the 1 year anniversary of the Saturn-Pluto-Jupiter conjunction of last year, which set, by the way, all of this in motion. I highly recommend that you take a moment to think about that. Because it was enormous, and it has changed everything, right, for all of us, and however you're feeling that's up to you, but it's about how you did that work. So that conjunction happened at 22 Capricorn, right? And if we contemplate that the new moon, which happens that same day, is at 23 Capricorn, please understand this is a cycle, right? Celestial mechanics dictate that cycles happen. Biological mechanics dictate. Energetic mechanics dictate. That's just one of the laws of the universe. Cycles, right? So what did we learn? What did we learn? This is a way to take stock of what have you done in the past year. Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter, right? Our social planets and the power source within them, the spark, the driver, right? So this is a place to reconnect, right? We've got Mercury squaring Uranus, right? New ways of communicating. We've got Venus squaring Chiron. We've got the moon sextiling Neptune, right? This is the place to corner your wounds, right? This is the place to get in touch with that feeling that is better and more easily felt than spoken. And perhaps all of a sudden with Mercury square Uranus, you will all of a sudden understand what the lesson of the past year has been. And you will understand that, oh, okay, I see. So this place that I've been trying to go perhaps isn't actually the place I'm going at all. This new moon at 23 Capricorn, right? The sun and the moon are conjunct Pluto, who is at 24 Capricorn, right? Mars will be squaring Saturn, all this fixed energy. Here's the deal. It's never too late to change. It's never too late to back up and say, wow, that is not where I meant to go. That is not what I meant to do. I see what the lesson was. I'm going to shift my course, right? We know that that's the way to do things. You learn, you choose again. You learn, you choose again. You always have a choice. You always have a choice. And with Mars and Saturn, this is about, what am I creating? Is it really the thing that I want to be creating in my life? And with this fixed energy, right, this is that energy of blossoming, as we talked about last time. This is the opportunity to be in your fullness. And if you're not, this is the opportunity to recalibrate. Well, okay then. On Wednesday, the moon kind of rolls through those squares, right? Conjuncting Saturn, squaring Mars. So this is that follow-up to that new moon energy where you're going to feel into the rightness, right? Venus is trining Uranus. So this is about feeling the rightness, even if you have to corner really hard to get it. Again, do you need to slow down? Do you need to assess your situation and your conditions and then proceed? Probably, because sometimes if you just roll right around the corner, not only are you putting yourself in a precarious, perhaps off-balance position, but you don't know what you're getting into, right? You have to be in a position to assess, right? So you have to be aware of the changes required to get where you're going, right? The moon is right there with Jupiter as well. And also squaring Uranus. So we're feeling that lead as the moon moves through Aquarius, right? For Uranus that goes direct on Thursday, right? This is a day of new beginnings. This is inceptions. This is awarenesses. This is all of a sudden brand new shifts. This is seismic energy. Out with the old, in with the new, out with your old beliefs, right? It doesn't have to look like this. It doesn't need to feel like this. This higher place is what it's supposed to feel like, right? There's a little Neptune in here. This is about really being able to put your money where your mouth is, to lead with your faith and to lead with what your higher self knows, right? We're going to get to that in just a minute, but this is about our destiny and our destiny's topography, which is to be felt, right? Not to be surveyed. We're here to feel it, to live it, not to stand back in fear of it, right? And then on Friday, this is kind of like a Shiva day, right? You get that little moment to breathe. The squares are still there, but there's also a lot of visionary energy on Friday, right? The moon moves into Pisces. This is a day to feel it. This is a day to really, really feel it and get solidly into those things that you are creating. What do I want to create? How do I want to feel? What does the driving energy of my life from this point on, what do I want it to be? How do I want it to feel, right? It's not enough to say, what do I want it to look like? Because that's irrelevant. There are many, many, many beautiful things that feel empty. And if your beautiful things feel empty, then you really need to question, is this the right direction, right? On Saturday, right, we have the moon conjuncts Neptune and Mercury sextiles. And so again, this is about expression and feeling into what you want, because on Sunday, Jupiter squares Uranus, right? This is a possibility to have literally the biggest ramifications of most days, with the possible exception of next week. But this is about big changes, right? This is that fixed energy. Again, Saturn and Taurus, right? The moon is sextiling Pluto, adding to that depth and feeling. This is the leading edge of this real shift in our energies. It's going to feel a little crazy, but that's okay, right? Right. It's all right. This is that reminder to look up. Right, Jupiter square Uranus. What do I really want to change? In what ways am I feeling uncomfortable right now? That's probably the thing that's going to tell you the most where you need to change, grow, and expand. Where am I going to evolve? Well, wherever it's really uncomfortable, that's where I'm going to look. That's where I'm going to look. Fixed energy. What is not blooming in my life? Right? What is not blooming? All right, let's go through these cards. So we got the Page of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. Mercury conjunct Jupiter, sextiling Chiron. Okay, Mercury and Jupiter, Page of Pentacles, right? Creation, resources, right? What do I have at my disposal? And what am I missing? What am I not looking at right now? Eight of Swords, right? She is completely and totally free to move about the cabin, but she's blindfolded and she can't see it. So she stands amid the swords, amid her own ideas, amid her own beliefs. What am I not looking at that I already have, that I already know to be true, that already has me resourced? Whether it's a thing, right, that you put in your pocket, or whether it's the things that you need in your soul, right? We know that resources are tangible or intangible. So it's either, it can have to do with your money, your love, or your self-money and your self-love, right? Your value. This is what you value. This is how that fixed and Taurus energy rolls in here. Where are you holding yourself back? Where are you keeping yourself from progressing? Where are you being really, really stubborn is the question here. Right, because this is that day that the moon is conjunct Venus, right? Squaring Chiron. The moon is conjunct Venus, squaring Chiron. Where am I keeping myself from joy? Great question. Tuesday, 1 year anniversary. Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter. We've got the 5 of Wands, right? So this is really just a bunch of hot air, honestly. This is just a bunch of posturing. This is a bunch of conflict that has no point. There's nothing that's going to be accomplished here. This is just a big, giant bunch of idea jousting, right? That's what this is. Idea jousting that has no purpose. Well, okay, we've got the King of Wands here too. So let's just say that as we have this new moon, right, with the sun and the moon in Aquarius. Oh, I'm so sorry. Right, never mind. The sun and the moon conjunct in Capricorn. Hello. So this is our old earth energy, right? All those ideas, we're still fighting. How are we still fighting them? Well, here's Pluto to say, yeah, let's not do that. Let's not, shall we? I mean, he's not exactly the King of Wands energy, but he can substitute right there. Because we have this sun and moon right there, just hanging out, 23 cap. Ideas, right? Idea jousting. And then the king comes in to say, hold on just a minute, right? We've got Mars squaring Saturn as well. Mars squaring Saturn. This is our anniversary of Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter conjunct in Capricorn. So what did we learn? What did we learn from this year of blah, 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 blah? What did we learn from it? Have we learned anything from it? Well, we're going to have to answer to it. So let's hope that we've done that assessment, right? Mars square Saturn. Everything comes due. Everything comes due. You can't just do this. You've got to get into your mastery. You've got to be able to step back and assess it without all this hot-blooded nonsense back here. There's got to be a time where things get assessed, where things get organized, where you feel your feelings, but you're not controlled by them, right? This is that never too late to plan day. It's never too late to put your crap down and realize, oh, okay, yeah, I see that that's not getting me anywhere. Has it got you anywhere? Has it? Maybe not. Great question. On Wednesday. So on Wednesday, this is that day, right, to get right with things. The moon moves through that Mars-Saturn, right? So as we put a little bit of feeling into it, right, we have that new feeling coming in to this way that we have been fighting our own ideas, right? Gives us a little newness, right? We've got a little movement forward here today. Not just thinking about moving forward, but definitely moving forward. This is that day that Venus trines Uranus and gives us a way to feel into our changes, right? And here's the key with the Hierophant, right? The Hierophant is all about those structures, those organizations, those old beliefs, But here's the thing, we always have the key. What's the key? How do we feel about that? How do I feel about that? Is this aligned with me? I'm not sure. What have I been doing about it? Well, this is the day we move on that, right? This is that day you feel the rightness, even if you have to get around the corner. And it's okay to get around the corner. It's okay to change the direction you're going if the direction you're going is not serving you, right? You have an innate topography within your soul. And here's the thing, if it feels bad, you're probably going the wrong way. If you're not happy, if it doesn't feel aligned, you might want to change that. Now is the time to change that, right? Now is the time to change that. Uranus goes direct on Thursday. This is about new beginnings, right? This is new beginnings, inceptions, shifts out of the old, shifts out of the old ways of believing, movement out of the old ways of believing, right? This is the day that we get to level up and have that beautiful moment of faith, right? This is a card of community, of mastery, of where you are and who is in your life, the people that are your resources. Who is your resource? Who feels the best, right? Well, is it these people? Do these people make your heart happy? Do they feel aligned? Maybe not, right? Maybe not. So if we're going to move away from that, we're moving toward where this blessing is, right? Aces are about blessings from the universe. Blessings are always that hand of the divine extending something into your being, into your realm, into your periphery. As cups, this is about emotion. This is about love, right? This is about where do you feel loved? So on this day, you get to realize, oh, I see. I understand, right? The sun conjuncts Pluto at 24 Cap. I understand where it is I am supposed to go. I might not have been going that way. I might have been holding myself back, but I get the idea now. I get it. I need to move forward because that's where my destiny lies. That's where my heart lies, right? I mean, so on Friday, remember we talked about having that kind of dreamy-ish day, Pisces moon, right? So the Nine of Pentacles, she is fully resourced. She understands what she needs. She understands what she needs from the external world. She understands what she needs from the internal world, right? This is that Shiva day where you understand that we've had all of this destruction, right? We've had it. We've had it. Oh, okay. Now I'm going to stand in this presence, this awareness of what my resources are, right? That I know how to resource myself. 9 is the completion of a cycle. I understand that I am my best source. I'm not held back by anything. That I am my best aligned source for information. I'm not held back by anything. I understand that I can move toward what feels right for me, and my beliefs no longer hold me back. I understand that I have assistance, and love will carry me forward, whether that is divine love, love for the collective, or individual love, or a divine union. It doesn't really matter. My heart is where my heart is, and that is how it works. We have the Three of Wands. This is about long-term planning. Remember, we talked about it's never too late to plan. It's never too late to change it up. This is that day. You see, the ships are coming in, right? Why are ships coming in? Because we made that choice. We made that higher choice to look out onto the horizon and say, yeah, that's exactly what I called in. That's what I need out there on the water, right? On the water, right? That water is your resource. That water is your best resource. Your brain is what holds you back all the time. Gets in the way. So you created it. You called it in. Let that Pisces moon create your visions, right? Create the way you feel, which will call in your visions, right? No more idea jousting. Now it's time for manifestation. Oh, really? Shall we? Okay. Look, we have brand new ways of combining things. We have brand new ways of being, right? We created it. We called it in. We know what's coming. We know what we need to do. We know how we need to get out of our own way. And again, we've got the Knight of Cups. Again, right? How do we create and recreate? Guess what? That's how, right there. You just know what's in the cup. And you follow it to its logical conclusion, no matter what. No matter what. No matter what your old beliefs are. Or, if you really need to, you bring your old beliefs in and recreate them, right? In a new way. As the master. Instead of the mastered, right? Instead of the mastered. That's how we become the master. Right? As we unite this thing that sets our world on fire, right? Our aligned beliefs with this divine gift from the universe, right? This is, remember, aces have to be grasped. They have to be grasped. They have to be grasped with gratitude, and then they have to be acted on. Well, guess what? We've got the Knight of Cups here twice, right? We've got Temperance. We know exactly how we need to do all these things. It's not a secret. We've got all the tools. Sunday, Jupiter squares Uranus. Again, big changes, big shifts. The leading edge of Saturn square Mars. Right? This is how we look up. What do we get when we look up? The Four of Wands. Oh, remember? Remember what that was back there before we got all contentious and weird? Remember this feeling of being able to be in our joy, in our bliss, right? New ways of doing those things. New ways, right? New ways. New ways. It's all been part of the plan. This is how we get there, gang. We just find our alignment. We really, really dig into that fact that our destiny's topography has to be felt. It's got to be felt. And the more we feel into it, the more sure our movement is. No matter if it's slow, right? It's okay if it's slow. Because we're still going to get there, right? But this is where the map is. This is where the map is. And as long as we have that map in our hearts, nothing will be in our way. And even if stuff is in our way, right? We still know how to overcome it. We still know how to set ourselves free from it, right? We're no longer bound by all of that nonsense. Because we know how to look up. We know how to look up. Next week, Mars conjuncts Uranus. This literally seals the deal on all of the shifts and changes that we have been visioning since Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, 2020. Right? Mars is going to square Jupiter. So again, this is one of those weeks to really get into your own connections and reconnections, right? Look at that sweet little fox. Isn't he sweet? This is a beautiful card for our new moon, isn't it? Yeah. Number 49. All right. The observer. Perspective. Yeah. Objectivity. Neutral observation from a distance. Most people see the world through a personal lens. They closely identify with their feelings and experiences, so much so that they come to believe that these are the only reality. There are times when you need to distance in order to gain perspective and understand your circumstances from a more neutral vantage point. Now is one of those times in your life. This is a perfect moment for you to begin to do some exploring. Instead of only considering yourself, consider what you need to understand about conditions, people, culture, the environment you're engaged with now. You'll be so happy you did. Illumination is the miracle you seek and will indeed find, right? So this goes with our little card from the other day, right? Again, we know what we're in. Nobody knows, or nobody can be confused, right, about what's been going on for the last year. Nobody. Here's the thing. Nobody listening to this is confused about what's been going on for the last year. Let me put it that way. So you know where you've been holding yourself back. You know where you've been just contentious and stubborn and just holding your ground for no reason. For no reason. And you know the damage you're doing to yourself as a result. This energy now is asking you, let go of the old stuff, right? Let it go. It's time to get ready to move forward because it's all there. You got to reach out and grab it. You got to reach out and grab it because it's coming. Be ready, be ready. Because you know what? That Four of Wands, this is the Divine Blessing card, the ultimate Divine Blessing card, right? This is that 1111 card. This is that that soulmate, twin flame kind of love, right? And so in whatever way you're in your own way, you might want to get out of the way. The divine is asking you. Move forward. You got 3 nights. 3 nights, right? Show me. So show me is about talking, ain't doing it. That's not getting it done. It's about time to move. 3 nights. You got 3 nights here. What are you moving toward? Do you know? Actually, you do. Actually, you do. You do know. Will you admit it? Hope so. Combining, recombining, forward motion. Yep. Look, it's a lot this week. It's a lot of squares. Like I said, you get to choose how you make those corners. But you got to make the corners. So you can be in resistance, drag your heels, but guess what? Forward motion is happening. It's happening. So you might want to let love lead this week. It's a great idea. It's all over this reading. All over this reading. What sets you on fire? Start there. Let it come in, right? I don't know where anybody was anymore. Sure I do. How you end your week could be a far sight from how you begin it. How you get there, that's up to you. Show yourself. Don't show me, by the way. Show yourself. Literally and figuratively. Yep, yep, yep. Like I said, next week, Mars conjunct Uranus. It's going to be a crazy week next week. So just be in it, right? Keep breathing. Mind your corners. We'll talk again before next Sunday. Keep breathing. Big blessings.